We should go to her.
No, but seriously, all the staff that has put up with us through the years and loved us despite our mistakes, and despite our shortcomings, everyone still matters to teach us and shape us as a community. And we thank you all for that. Johannah and I would also like to thank all our classmates for being there for each other through everything. We've had some rough times, but we've also had some really fun experiences.
Our class is definitely full of unique individuals. Everyone is their own person, and I think it's a blessing that we all embrace and accept that from each other. God has given this class amazing talents. Like, I'll bet my money that Sebastian can beat any of you at beatboxing.
Yeah, I tried. I didn't go to it. Also, if you want to hear a voice from heaven, listen to Abby. She was singing earlier. That girl's bound to be famous.
God has blessed us with talents that will not go to waste in the future. And I could go on about every single one of my classmates and their unique gifts, but I won't because Shayna needs to talk too. And I also want to mention Frontier Lodge because it was an amazing experience, like I said before. We all learned to depend more on each other, and it taught us to accept different things like the rain. I heard that canoeing was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we still owe French Lodge a canoe.
Oh, and if you happen to see any apples rolling between the pews, don't worry, it's just a quid.
A few of us got the extraordinary experience of going caving. The French Lodge staff has this amazing ability to incorporate Jesus into everything they do there. And I remember having the time of my life caving in the mud and in the cave, and it was so unreal. And at one point, Sam turned to me and said, "How could anyone believe that God did create this?" And he was completely right. So after about half an hour of crawling through this cave and the mud and the dark, we took a break. There was one part of the cave where it went up so high that you couldn't see where it ended, and the guide instructed us to turn off our headlights. Okay, so just picture this. So if you close your eyes, that's how dark the cave was. It was crazy. So then the guide lit a match. This one match lit up the whole entire cave. That's what it tied into Christianity. So one match lit up this whole part of the cave. It made a difference through all the darkness. Being a Christian, it can be really challenging to make a difference in the world. The question, I'm one person, how can I make a difference or an impact in the world, crosses all of our minds at one point. God shows us that just even one person can make a huge difference in the world. Does that not make you want to go into the world and just change everything? That's what French Lodge gave me perspective.
And I'd also like to mention Melissa Clark. She passed away January 17th of this year. Her smile, her laugh, her being still remains in the memories of those who are touched by her brilliant heart and mind. And during that time, I was just thinking about all the grief and all the pain that the people are going through. And this verse really came to me. Psalm 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. And it just thought to me that in our weakest moments and when the hardest and most difficult things happen in our lives, we can be so weighed down by the past that we allow it to drag us under the waters. And that's when Jesus steps in. And when we're at our weakest, he picks us up and he makes us stronger. And we're buoyed by his love and his confidence in us. And we find that comfort in Jesus Christ. So, Melissa Clark, number 18 on the field, forever in our hearts.
The theme for this year's guide is to be strong and courageous. It fits perfectly. Joshua 1 verse 9 says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged. The Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." God commands us to stand firm in his word. By trusting him, by trusting what we believe in, and trusting those that support us, we can stand for the kingdom of God.
So grade 9s, look around. Look around you. These people, the people sitting here today, they all love you, and they all support you, and they believe in you. They all want you to succeed.
Okay, as we grow and take life step in our lives, be strong. Entering high school can be really scary. You may think you might be alone, but remember that these people around you know that you are never going to be by yourself.
We don't go into the world with solitary pinpricks of light, but rather as a flame supported by a whole host of people behind us. Parents, it's also time for you to be strong and courageous as your children gain more independence. Dad.